What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy. Welcome back to the Savvy Show. And before we dive deep into a potentially spicy episode, I have to touch up upon the sporadic episodes that I have been releasing. So far, I haven't been feeling the best lately. I don't know what's going on. I've been having a lot of sinuses issues and allergies coming and going. When I think I'm okay, it hits me the next day and so on and so forth. So I'm feeling all right. I'm at like 70% right now, but I'm going to try to push out a few more episodes because there's just so much stacking up right now. There's a lot that I want to dive deep into. Dr. Bob, I think I missed 2, and then a few from The Rubber, and that is why we're actually going to be diving deep with him today. And with this particular reaction, this is going to be a recommendation from none other than Goliath, one of the few OG supporters on the channel from the beginning, man. I appreciate all the recommendations you be giving me and the feedback on almost all the videos I upload, so I'm excited to see what this is all about because your recommendations are always spot on, man. So with that being said, this SCP is SCP-1160, Indestructible Bird, Effective Containment. So I'm assuming it might be something similar to the indestructible creature, and you guys know my stance on that if you guys seen past reactions. So let's see if this is going to be something similar to it, or maybe if not better than just regenerative abilities and adapting. So yeah, with that being said, if you guys are excited for this reaction, please remember to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and hit that bell for me so you don't miss an upload. And I'm telling you, if you do enjoy the reactions, that's the best thing to do because YouTube won't notify you when I drop uploads, especially in this time where things are kind of up in the air. So with all out the way, without any further ado, let's get this show started. Alrighty, Indestructible Bird, SCP-1160, Effective Containment. Let's go.
Viewer discretion is advised. The rumors of a giant, fearsome bird terrorizing a remote island reached the Foundation.
Looks like a phoenix.
And it was true, as the scouting party dispatched by the Foundation found out the hard way. When the team arrived, the beast was already terrorizing a local village.
Money?
The women and children scattered and scrambled for their lives, while the men stayed to hold off the bird with their primitives, bows and arrows, and makeshift weapons from their fishing gear.
Did it do anything?
Damn, we gotta get in there and help these people.
Whoa, it looked like it just went through the bird. Is he a Logia? What the heck? How did it just go through it? Let me see it again. Maybe that's just the animation.
From their fishing gear.
Oh, no, went through it.
We gotta get in there and help these people. Team, weapons hot. The team moved in tactical formation, seeking cover while unloading a barrage of lead upon the beast. However, it had no effect on it, only made it angrier. Alright, bring out the big boy. Let's see how it likes this stuff. One of the team members whipped out a rocket launcher and fired at the beast.
Let's see.
It merely staggered it. The giant bird let out a loud shriek and retreated.
Okay, so that didn't go through the bird.
Foundation couldn't figure out a way to contain the beast. One afternoon, however, a researcher announced himself in front of the meeting. "Gentlemen, I believe I've found the solution to our issue at hand," he said as he lifted up a bowl of cereal and ate a mouthful of it. "Hello, everybody. I'm the Rubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation.
How about you finish your speech before you dive deep into breakfast, bro?
Safe class object SCP-1160. SCP-1160, also known as Effective Containment, is a massive, paranatural avian entity located beneath a mountain in an undisclosed island. Despite being roughly 85 meters in height at time of recovery, due to the effectiveness of a peculiar containment method by the Foundation, 1160 has been reduced to a size of roughly 25 centimeters in height.
What did they do?
Recovered documents indicated that the entity, referred to as El Ratonero by the original inhabitants of the island, appeared in the year 1765 and began a series of aggressive attacks against the fishing villages of the island. 1160's primary anomalous trait allow it to sustain incredible amounts of damage. It is for all practical purposes considered near indestructible, as the entity is capable of rapidly and fully regenerating lost or damaged tissue, and is able to withstand all forms of conventional firearms and artillery.
Okay, so that's probably why the arrows went through him. Okay.
Additionally, 1160 has a number of insect-like eyes around its head and back, providing it with a virtually 360-degree perspective of the area around it.
Wow.
These traits, combined with brute strength and speed, make 1160 particularly deadly in close combat.
Dang.
However, shortly after discovery, the Foundation found out 1160 has one weakness. It is negatively affected by human presence. During the initial discovery of 1160, a team of Foundation scientists hypothesized that the sudden, sharp drop in the entity's aggression was in some way related to the arrival of Foundation personnel on the island.
Makes sense.
After routine amnestic cycling of D-class subjects assigned to Site 77, which was established on the island, 1160 attacked both the Foundation facility and the nearby fishing villages.
Sheesh.
During the attack, the entity was noted as being highly aggressive and notably larger, inadvertently resulted in the loss of multiple Foundation personnel and local inhabitants.
I wonder if the SCP Foundation found out a way to capture this SCP by using some kind of ritual, like they did with the deer. You guys remember how they contained that? It was a complex ritual because they didn't contain it with brute force. So I'm assuming there might be something like that with this SCP, because it looks like they're all getting clapped.
To properly contain 1160, according to the initial hypothesis, the Foundation put up tourism campaigns and real estate advertisements to attract more tourists and future residents, in order to increase the amount of human presence on the island, which would hopefully result in the suppression of 1160's anomalous traits. However, the plan backfired. As more visitors arrived at the island, the Foundation observed 1160's activities in anticipation. Looking at the beast on the screen, Dr. Strong, the head researcher, felt that perhaps the sudden increase of human presence on the island had started having some impact on its size, as it looked weaker than it initially was.
Oh.
Yes, it looks like it's reluctant to head out of its nest. Wait a minute.
Super small.
1160 began to let out an ear-piercingly loud shriek that could be heard on the entire island, startling Dr. Strong in the room. On the island, the locals began to scatter and make preparations to defend against the beast, while the unsuspecting visitors looked confused towards inland.
They just
For a moment, it was silence. At the village, the men looked up to the sky, and there it was, the silhouette of the giant buzzard gliding towards them from a distance.
Oh my god.
Damn this thing. I thought it would work. We need to send in fire teams to help with the people, now. A heavily armed team was immediately assembled and sent to eliminate 1160. They arrived at the scene. The buildings were crumbling and on fire. Bodies everywhere. Jesus. Visitors cradling their loved ones or trembling in fear.
This SCP is OD!
It was chaos all around.
Oh my god.
The fire team immediately whipped out their rocket launchers. Alright, to hell with these pea shooters. It'll only tickle that monster's funny bone.
Well,
Bring out the big guns, boys. About time it gets a taste of human ingenuity. Fire! The team fired their rockets all at once and managed to make contact with 1160. All right, you flying bastard. How do you like that? Wait, what? When the dust settled, the men could see that the wounds inflicted on the beast were healing themselves rapidly.
That's what I would figure, because the first instance when we saw the first rocket hit him, it said it stagnated him and he dipped. Which I'm surprised, because I thought I would just go through him. But now, there was like 5 of them and he's okay, completely.
It took flight, and as it let out a piercing shriek, its wings closed and dived at them.
Let's go.
It made an impact so great, it created shockwaves that sent the people flying back.
Oh my god.
The men picked up the injured and retreated immediately.
Jesus.
The beast flapped its wings and soared back to the air, letting out a triumphant shriek. The Foundation sustained heavy losses in terms of properties as well as human lives. The campaigns were immediately canceled, and to cover up the incident, the Foundation put the blame on unforeseen natural disasters. Damn this thing. I swear it was weaker than when we first found it. What changed? He replayed the footage of the fire team's effort against 1160 over and over again, hoping to find some clues to its weakness.
Come on, Dr. Strong, figure it out.
Just then, the injured captain walked into the room. Why don't we just, nuke that damn thing? Nuke it? Are you insane? That'll kill all of us on the island, too.
Oh my god.
Sure, let's say we evacuate everyone, and drop an atom or whatever on the bird, and wipe this island off the map in the process. And if it survives even that, what then?
The island's gone.
Where do you think it's gonna go next? The room went silent after the outburst. Dr. Strong returned to the footage, and played it again.
Back to back.
I don't know, but I swear, when we were on our way it seemed weaker, especially when people were running and screaming about. But then, as they started dying left and right, damn things started to look revitalized again.
Oh! Yo, does he get off by dead human souls or something, or dead bodies or whatever? Because everyone was alive and just chilling, and he looked weaker. But after, calamities started falling on their heads and humans started dying left and right, he got stronger by what I'm assuming the death of the people on the island. It was like feeding him energy, maybe.
What he said stopped Dr. Strong in his track. People dying, revitalized, human presence.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I got it. Captain, call everyone right now. The eggheads, security, marketing, everyone.
This bird is pretty much like a phoenix.
And bring me a bowl and some cereal from the pantry if you can find any.
Oh, random.
Now go!
Better be Lucky Charms.
When everyone had gathered in the room, Dr. Strong strode to the front of the room.
Alrighty.
Gentlemen, I believe I've found the solution to our issue at hand. Captain, would you please hand me the cereal? Thank you.
This better
His
make
audience
sense.
looked at him in confusion as he calmly poured out the milk and cereal into the bowl, and then took a mouthful of it.
Is that a Rice
This
Krispies?
is the solution, everyone. We will print the image of 1160 on cereal boxes and distribute them all over the world.
What?
We're a cereal company now, boys. His announcement had caused a stir among the people,
What?
as expected by the doctor. He continued, "Now I know. This sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
How in the world does selling cereal help contain the beast? Well, you see, the captain told me earlier about how it was regaining its strength when human lives were lost during the encounter. And I've noticed how much weaker it was before it saw the tourists and the team. That led me to one conclusion. Its strength draws from the people's knowledge of its existence. When people were dying, the knowledge of 1160 was left to only a handful of people. That's when 1160 became stronger." The audience murmured with each other. They seemed to be in agreement. The doctor then continued.
Does make sense.
This is the perfect long-term solution. Kids love cereal, and the box's presence on the shelf will also help to implant the image of 1160 to the consumer's mind. We'll call this project, Project Saturday Morning. And soon enough, Foundation assets were allocated to the effort, and the project was begun with the intent of spreading awareness of 1160 worldwide.
But would everyone that buys the cereal know about the SCP? Like, yeah, you're talking about, like, having the picture of the SCP on the cereal box and the number 1160, but would they even understand what that is? And would that even matter? They just need to know the image of it? I don't know.
A Foundation front company, Standard Products, released the Super Cocoa Pals breakfast cereal, which were then marketed heavily towards children.
Okay.
The mascot of the brand, affectionately nicknamed as Bradbury Buzzard, was a cartoon caricature resembling 1160. It was featured prominently on the front and back of the box, itself containing some mimetic triggers that were designed to plant specific pieces of information concerning the nature of 1160 and its appearance into the subconscious of the consumers.
Okay, got it.
As human perception of 1160 grew, 1160 began to undergo systemic biological decay and decreased in its size. The project was a success, as the product was a hit, with the surveys returning with positive results, as well as a successful containment of a beast, by keeping it locked in the human minds. Remember,
as long as people keep on buying it, what if it gets outdated? But that's an interesting way to capture this SCP, because this one's top tier, and I was wondering why it's safe, but that made sense. It actually made sense. Wow, this SCP was really badass and interesting. It gave me vibes of like phoenixes and like Freddy Krueger. If you guys haven't seen that, like with his situation, the more people that are afraid of him, he gets stronger. But if you know that he's nothing and you're not afraid of him, he gets weaker. So I had that concept too, along with the Phoenix as well. And yeah, that was pretty dope. They could have done a lot of different spins with this, but I really like how they went with this one. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this reaction, please let me know by smashing that like button and also smash that sub button for me and hit that bell so you can stay plugged for each and every episode. And now, unfortunately, that concludes today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one.